be going through the automations of high level. So I'm excited to get this knowledge. We've been going through a few things. I actually have a few agents that are working on trying to automate with almost like a wholesaling side of business. And for art, it's on the side of like assignables. So we're going to be working on trying to automate those leads in and where it goes. So,
okay.
So I'm excited about talking to you today about.
Very cool. So I'm going to send to you, I made just a little list of common, it's a PDF of common automations,
Okay.
just to give folks an idea of, what's, pretty basic, what's, done a lot. And I think probably some of what you want to talk about today is on that list.
Okay.
What's the best way to proceed, since you said, some of the agents and wholesalers have been discussing it? Do you want to talk, very broadly, or do you want to talk about some specific scenarios and things? What do you think?
Let's see, we could do a few things where, so one of the, and sorry, I'm still trying to project, so I'm going to have them here for now. So one of the things we're looking at doing, I guess, to give a specific scenario would be to, when the clients, we reach out to them on Facebook, we get their leads, we're actually trying to specifically get those leads, get the information from them, and say it's a seller. So we're trying to get the seller off of PropWire, whatnot, PropStream. We get the seller in, we want to be able to automate it to go directly out an email to all of our buyers.
Yeah. So that's a super simple one. And what you would simply do is, of course, you would have a form, and they're going to fill out that form, right? Mm-hmm. Typically, you bring them to your website, so you start your branding right away. As soon as they submit that form, there's a trigger in the CRM, and as soon as that trigger fires, which it's fired with submitting that form. As soon as it fires, you can do like all kinds of things. You can tag them, you can email them, you can send them a text message, you can notify people on the team, and also you could email everyone out in your database based on whatever criteria. Like, you might have some people interested in buying those type of properties, and so you might want to just send it to that group of people. That way you don't alienate people by sending them a bunch of junk they're not interested in, right? So, so that's a real simple one. The form is submitted, that fires an automation, and then you can do, your imagination is the limit. You can do whatever you want to do at that point.
Yeah, so that's what's really neat. And so Art, he's never been on high level, so I was thinking if we could run through a few scenarios on there and show him kind of how it works.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just share my screen.
Yeah, so just share it. I'm gonna try to get it up here.
And I'm trying to think about a good scenario. Well, let's see. I'm just going to come over here and we'll be able to find something. I'm going to come over here to this is like my master copy of what we provide to the agents when they sign up, right? So and this will give you just sort of a little idea. I'll just sort of overview a little bit here. Of course, we come in, we've got website templates and we've got funnel templates. And of course, you
see it out until I can get it up here.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And so you want to have a website or a landing page, if nothing else, for the branding, right? So if you've already got a WordPress website, we can embed the form. You can embed the form there. If you don't have a website yet, you can use this to create. It's a nice website. We have the templates to do that. We've also got funnels. If you guys are familiar with funnels, basically it's like it's usually 2 or 3 steps, and we've got a lot of real estate funnels already built into this. They're just templates to give you a start. And the funnels where they come in and then or the website, they fill out the form. And so once the form is filled out, we want an automation to fire.
Yeah.
And so I'm over in automations right now. We've got several automations, just templates that, we've already got pre-built in here, right? All of the funnels, they've already got, automation templates already built for all of them. I will take a simple one like a contact form. And, a form is a form, whatever you want them to fill out on that. So a contact form is just a simple version of that. And of course, it's got, oh, hang on one second. Let me go and actually show you the form. Sorry about that.
Nadia, did you need help?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I'm trying to find where 3 is. And
Yeah, so
P4s.
Wait a second.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go show you a form first of all. This is a simple contact form, and you can put whatever on here that you want to collect information. And this is just a contact form. Like you'd have a contact form on your website. You can get their name, their email, their phone number, and the message. I've got a reCAPTCHA form here, and you've got your compliance so that they're TCPA compliant. And so even if you don't want to do texting right away with your CRM, you can at least have the form filled out so that they're compliant. So when you want to do texting, you can text them.
So you can do text blast on this?
I couldn't hear the whole thing.
You can do text blast on this?
Yeah, you can do, and we've got clients that do the mass texting.
Right.
We don't. You might have said the word blast. That's a taboo word we never say. Blast.
Okay. All right.
So we always drip it out because when you blast, you're easily flagged as a spammer, and you may actually you actually may get flagged and your text be shut down because of doing that. So we never blast. So yeah, you can do mass text messages, you can do mass email and all of that. Yeah. And in the automations as well. You can have the texting and the automations, etc.
Is there some kind of feature on that texting that helps to avoid certain keywords that might cause flagging?
There is not anything built into that. As long as you're reasonable with what you're saying, you're not going to get flagged. If you use a word, I'll take that back. If you use a word and they think it's like the F word or something, then they're going to raise a red flag to that and tell you might want to change this word. But basically, as long as you're reasonable with it, you're not going to have an issue. Where people have an issue is they try to send 1,000 all at one time, and they've never ever sent one ever. That's usually when they run into problems.
What's considered reasonable?
Just any reasonable language. And same thing with email. You don't want to be real salesy. If you go, hey, you get $1 million for free if you do something, you're going to get flagged all over the place, no matter what you're sending, So as long as it's reasonable, it's not, you're not trying to take advantage of people, you're not being super salesy and stuff like that, you're perfectly fine.
Okay.
So anyway, this is just a simple form. So once this form is submitted, and it could be like they could be filling out a calendar on appointment, whatever. But once it's submitted, then we can fire an automation, and I'll just come over here to automations. And I tell people, and it takes them a little time to catch on, but finally they do. And I say, basically, the only thing that's going to limit you is your imagination, right? If you can imagine it, you can do it with this platform. Never had a situation where we couldn't do it. So here's the automation for submitting a contact form, just so you see how this works. And all of these platforms pretty much work the same thing. Active Campaign and all of them. You've got a trigger. That's whatever triggers the automation to start. And then once you trigger the automation, it's just going to run down the list. And you can have conditional logic and everything in here. But this is a real simple one. Simply when this form is submitted, it's going to add a tag to the user, and then it's going to send out a notification to the team so that they know that this has come in here, and then they're going to deal with it. And you can get really complex with your automations to what they're doing and the conditional logic and everything like that. A lot of times, well, I usually suggest to people, because an automation, with the exception of AI, but an automation is not able to, it's not going to do anything you couldn't manually do. And a lot of times people they'll spend a lot of time and energy to build an automation before they've ever personally done it. So they really don't know what they're trying to do yet. So I suggest do it manually first so that you learn exactly what you want. You nail down what do you want those emails, those text messages to say. And so when you do the automation, it's just not a big deal to do it.
Or like for me, I like to write it on a piece of paper, like kind of design it, and then I can easily put it in there and it makes sense.
Yeah, I'll do it on Word so that you got spelling and Grammarly and all that stuff. And going to do the automation is just a copy and paste, So it's real super simple. So really that's the gist of it,
So he was asking, is it similar to the drip campaign? It is similar to the drip campaign, except like say here he has an internal notification. You would send an email and it'd wait 10 days, another email, wait 10 days, another email. That'd be a drip.
That's what we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. So it's similar to this, and he's saying using other triggers too. So texting and send notifications and stuff.
Yeah. So let me pull up one of those type of automations. We've got one in here for the real estate. And it's like a 6-month drip. I think it's like an open house thing or something like that. But let me see if I can get one of these. This is a buyer's lead. This is a 6-month drip right here.
And this comes with high level.
Yeah, this comes with it. You can come in here and this is just like, we just deliver templates. So you need to put your name, your email address, your phone number, etc., like that. But it lets you see what it looks like. You can copy our templates. So in case you got to go back, you've not changed them or messed them up. But basically we've got, whatever you want the trigger to be. Or you can manually add people to the automation without a trigger. You could say everybody that's got XYZ tag, add them to the automation, and then they'll go from there. So we start out with a wait, and we just have them wait 1 minute, and we have the automation fire during, I'll say, business hours. In other words, don't want somebody to get an email at 3 o'clock in the morning. What's the use, right? And if you were to text message someone 3 o'clock in the morning, you could get fined because that's out of TCPA compliance. So we have a wait period, and then we can set up this window of when these things are going to go. And then we just start, like you say, dripping out these emails. So you got email number 1, and it could be a text message here. It could be like a email, wait 1 minute, send a text message, just whatever you want to do. And so email number 1 goes out. You wait a certain amount of period of time. This is 24 hours. And then after 24 hours, then your email number 2 goes out. And typically at the beginning, you have them more close together. As you go, you've got a few days apart, 2 days apart, 4 days apart, 7 days apart, a week apart, now maybe 30 days apart, as you get on down. So yeah, that's basically it. You get them in, you send them the first one, you've got a wait period, and then you just send them the next, whatever, email, text, both, whatever it is.
Can you scroll down to what the email looks like, just to kind of show them?
Yeah, so I'm going to yeah. So it would have your from name, which might be like your personal name, pipe, your company name, so they immediately have something recognizable. Your from email address, your subject line. If you've got a template set up already, you can just click and use this template. Those are super cool, especially if you're using the same one a lot. And then you just come down, it's just a regular email. And at the bottom, you've got your signature line. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So it's just a standard email. You can put images in there. You can attach documents, whatever you want.
So you were saying it doesn't have to be a trigger. You could set it up to be, say, so the trigger would be if they are tagged new agent, or if they're tagged new buyer. Then if you tag it new buyer, it would automatically start this campaign.
Yeah. So what you would do is you would say, you would run an automation that everyone that's tagged new buyer would be added to the automation, and then you could have them at that time. We'll even put in the automation, we'll have it, how many it can send down the pipeline within any given time. For example, if you've got like 10,000, 100,000 people, you don't want them all to go at one time. So you say you're going to drip these people into the automation. Say, I'm going to drip 100 an hour into the automation so that you've got everything spread out and you're just not cramming everything through at one time. Because that creates problems, unless your email address is warmed up to be sending thousands and thousands an hour. It's just going to get shut down, right? Because they're going to say this is a spammer, and stuff like that. So it lets you drip all that, even as the speed at which they come into the automation.
Okay, so in that email there, how would you set that up as a drip? Is it when you click on the email, you set it up as a drip right there?
Well, the drip is the automation that sends out these things sequentially with a wait period.
Okay.
So the whole automation is a drip, right? Because, they however they get in here, they have the initial wait period, they get an email, they have another wait, they get an email, they have another wait, they get an email, and you can have it set, for example, when they reply, they're taken out of this drip. The reason for that is, you don't want them to receive an email tomorrow like, hey, you're an idiot. I just replied to you. What are you sending me this for now?
Yeah, exactly.
So you would set it, if they reply, then they're taken out of this drip. Then you deal with the person, whatever you got to do. If they become non-responsive, then you put them in another drip sequence. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so then, and then you can go ahead and also include text in there.
Yep.
And if you did that too, it's set up to be basically on a different time. So it's not going to go all out to all the buyers all at once. It'll be its own wait time too. Okay.
Yeah. And of course email, you don't have as many compliance issues, right? As long as you've got your unsubscribe and your company name and email and address somewhere there, you're good to go, man. But with TCPA, I mean, they've got to give you express written permission, which is ticking that box when they fill out a form. And there's certain hours that you can text, and you have to respect both the federal and the state laws. So Florida has a different window in which you can send than the federal law. So and the federal and the Florida is more stringent. So you have to respect the federal sending window. So the text, you've got to be more careful with those.
Okay, and with text, is it still on the no call list? Is it very similar to that, or are there more rules to the text now?
Well, there's not a no call list, but people must give express written permission is the exact wording. So like in the contact form where, you know, it had the compliant language at the bottom and they have to physically click to tick that box, that's considered that express written permission. So, you know, if you've got like, 10,000 people in your database right now, but they're not compliant for texting, then you want to run some email campaigns to get them to come in, fill out a form so they tick that box. Now they're compliant and you can text them.
Okay, so say instead of the email though, you send them a text message and say, do you want more information? Just say why. That's why that's out there too.
No, if you do that, that's that is not compliant. You have to have that, and that's for marketing. So the things that aren't for marketing, for example, it's like confirming an appointment, like the dentist office. You don't have to be compliant for that. For saying, hey, your watch has been repaired, come pick it up at the office. You don't, that's not marketing emails. So you don't have to be compliant for that. So as a rule, for every form we have, they have to tick that box and become compliant. That's mandatory. And if they don't do that, they're not getting in our system.
Okay, gotcha.
And nobody's ever, it's not a big deal. Everybody's used to, they don't read it. They just tick it. They know they got to tick a box, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. No, that sounds good. And then, okay, so say we have this, can we connect this automation to Facebook? Say we're getting our leads from Facebook group. What's the best way and easiest way to connect it to our automations? Does it have that in there?
So Facebook, for your posts and for your groups, etc., it will let you put a link in there, right? You can put that link. The only way that you can collect a lead on Facebook is if you're running an ad. It's called a lead ad. Those are highly, I'm going to use the word undesirable, because it autofills in the people's information they have in Facebook, like whatever that email address they had 10 years ago they put in there that they never check anymore. And so those are typically very poor quality leads. The best leads when using Facebook is to have them come to your website and fill out a form. So that's a much better lead.
Okay.
But if you do the lead ads, yes, you can integrate it where that data automatically comes into your high level if you run those type of ads, lead ads in Facebook's.
Why are they highly undesirable?
Because they autofill the data that the person has set up in their profiles. And a lot of people have data that's there, like with old email addresses, they never check anymore. So they're just low quality leads. And in general, Facebook in general is a low quality lead, because it's called the user intent. The user intent is very low, right? They're not looking for you. You just happen to run an ad while they're trying to look at kitty cat videos. And so, you might run into some people, but they're not looking to do what you're talking about. Whereas with a Google ad, those people are searching, looking, and want to do something now. So that's a high intent leads. So the Google ads are more expensive and the Facebook ads are less expensive.
So how could we attach that form maybe to my digital business card?
So we provide in high level a template for a digital business card, and you can put the form right there on your card, right?
That's what I think would be money.
Yeah.
Say again.
I think that would be money. Because
on
my business card, if they want to be on our mailing list, they can just fill it out real quick.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't even carry business cards anymore. When I go to Nadia's, I usually pick a few up, but that's like the only time I ever do it,
Yeah,
and,
I end up taking a picture of them, throwing away.
Yeah. I mean, and if anybody ever asks, if I've got one, I just have them scan a QR code right on my phone. I said, you know how to scan a QR code? Sure. I said, well, scan this QR code, and that's the way I do it.
High Level has one, and we can attach the form right to that. So then if I let somebody scan my code, it'll pull up that form along with my personal information.
Yeah. Yeah, you could even have the QR code, scan this QR code, and they go straight to the form, and they put in their name, email, phone, tick that little box and say enter, and within seconds they've got a text message. I mean, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
And we did this over at one of your meetings not too long ago, Nadia, where I showed the folks who it's got the card scanner.
Yeah.
And they were trying, everybody's going, wow, that's amazing. Yeah. And if you're at a meeting where they're doing cards, you can be there scanning everybody's cards and tagging them and launching automations, they're going to get something before they leave the meeting,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't text them. You can't text them because they're not TCPA compliant. Well, I'll take that back. You can text them because High Level lets you do anything. You can text them, but they're not TCPA compliant, and you risk the chance of getting in trouble for that.
And so how do you get them compliant?
They have to tick the box on a form.
Oh, that's right.
And the form has to have specific language. It can't say, and this has changed even over the last 12 months. It can't say, by ticking this box, you agree to accept blah, blah, blah from us, and that's all it says. No, it can't. It's got to tell them how to opt out. It's got to have the phone number for them to get help. I mean, it's got to have specific stuff in there.
Okay. No, I like that because we have virtual cards for all of our agents, so we can add a little box at the bottom to join our e-newsletter. So that's what we'll set up for them.
Yeah, and as soon as somebody fills that out, boom, you can launch the automation right away.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yep.
Very cool. Okay. And so really what we can do is say we got a form, they fill it out, seller wants to sell their property. So now they want to sell it. We take their information in. We could at that point put them in an automation that automatically sends out to our buyers that this is the property, this is what they're willing to sell.
Yep.
So okay. That was our biggest thing, trying to make that work, make it happen.
Does this platform have DocuSign?
Yeah, so in here they do have the ability to digitally sign. Is that an extra cost to set up?
Nope. And it all can be automated,
Oh, I didn't know it was no cost. Okay. And so because
there's no cost for anything.
Yeah.
Other than like your text message or something like that, right? But as far as all features, you got all features, no extra cost, unlimited everything.
Oh man, yeah, because you can upload all your forms in there to sign.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I like that because it's in the invoicing section, payment section that you can upload all the forms.
I had that on another platform. I could save all my docs and send them over on DocuSign.
Yeah. And you can have a form once and let me back up a second. Keller Williams uses High Level. They don't disclose what it is, but they tied it to their back office, which is .loop, and once you fill out those, once you have that information in your CRM, you can just have it populate it and send it,
Yeah. Yep. You're right. Okay. That's really good. Very cool. Okay. Well,
that is really cool.
Yeah. There's so many things you can do with it. Okay. So, and then when you get this platform with High Level, you already have all those automations set up. So all they really need to do is, what do they need to add? Just their email signature and their terminology to it, basically.
Yeah. It's like any template. You look at it, you might want to tweak it, make it your language, your style. And, once you sort of get familiar with it, you probably want to do some of your own stuff. I mean, that's just some templates, and based on a lot of stuff from what we use and with our business as well, not being real estate, but I mean, you know, a lot of them's based on what we use as well.
Very cool. Okay. No, that's great to know, because that's the one thing we were trying to get more into is the automations.
I mean, it's amazing. We've got we've got one client in, man, he's off somewhere. I mean, in mountain time or something, but he's got people calling the list, and when they get a positive response, they fill out information into the database that sends an automation and then triggers for an American to call and follow up. I mean, it's super amazing, man. Super amazing.
Yeah, all the things you can do.
I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. Your
Yeah.
imagination is the only limit you have.
Yeah. I like that. Is there a place that has, I know you have templates in there, and I know that, and I've done it before where I go to AI and I can create automations. Is there like a place where you have a bunch of different automations that we could take a look at, like templates, or just the ones that are in high level?
Well, I don't have any other than what we have put in there, and then high level has some that's in there. But I don't know if you've used it. There is, when you go into the automation, there's AI built right in, and you basically tell it, I want to do this XYZ, and it's going to then suggest and take you step by steps through it. And that's pretty cool too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very cool. All right. Do you have any questions about high level?
Not yet.
Okay, and
That was big help. Thank you.
And I think
Yeah.
Devon, he already left there. Okay. And so we have a few agents because we have the investors in wine tonight. So they're driving here in traffic. So,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
so it's good we tape this, and so I'll be able to get this out to them. But
Yeah, super cool.
yeah, you know the traffic getting here. You would.
Oh yeah. Oh
So,
yeah. Well, I look forward to catching up to you up with you at your office soon.
yeah, we're gonna do our big event in January to try to get everybody off of the eggnog and back into the, the work.
Cool.
So it'll be mid January. So I'll definitely be letting you know about that event. So
Cool. Sounds great.
well, awesome. Thank you again. And yeah, we'll do another one here soon with you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Talk to
Bye.
you soon. All right. Bye.
I think November and December are tremendous.